Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today, I'll be sharing with you guys on how I crocheted the granny square cardigan that Joy wore in her Hello Music video. The cardigan that Joy wore is made by this Sculptor Apparel Company. So I tried making the cardigan and this is how it turned out. And so, the materials that you would need are yarn of different colors, crochet hook, crochet needle, and also scissors. First, we would need to make the granny square. I have previously made a video on how to make this granny square, so I will put the link to the video in the description box below. And I used the crochet hook size and type of yarn as shown. Please feel free to use any type of yarn or crochet hook size. I made granny squares of 5 different color combinations, and in total I made 46 granny squares. The size of my granny square is approximately 8 centimeters. Now I'll be showing you guys on how to join the granny squares together. When joining the granny square, I used a slightly bigger crochet hook size, but please feel free to adjust according to how you would like it to be. So before you start anything, make sure that one granny square has a white border. Be it for the back or for the sleeve, make sure that at least one granny square already has a white border. So I will be showing you guys on how I make the white border for this square. So the first step is to grab the white yarn, and we are going to do a slip knot, and then we are going to do a single crochet to one of the corner space. Next, we would do chain 2. This is counted as 1 double crochet. And then we are going to do 2 double crochet. We would then do chain 3, and then we are going to do 3 double crochet into that same space. So this allows us to form the corner of the border. Next, we are going to do chain 2 and 3 double crochet into the next space, and we are going to repeat this for 3 times. After repeating the steps 3 times, you're going to do chain 2 and repeat the steps as shown 3 times. This will allow us to cover all sides of the granny square. After that, we are going to do chain 2. Then we would do a slip stitch to the end of the chain to complete the border. And then chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through. And we're done with making the white border for the first granny square. I will now be showing you guys on how I join the second square to the very first square. So basically, I would start off the same as how I did the white border for the other square. Once I reach the first group of 3 double crochet at the corner, I would do chain 2, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch to the space at the corner of the other square. So basically now I'm doing the slip stitch, and then I'm going to do chain 2, and since we are working on the corner, I'm going to do another 3 double crochet to the same space. Next, I'm going to do a chain 2, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch to the next space of the other granny square. So basically, just to zoom in and to show you guys, I'm going to do a slip stitch to the space of the other granny square. So it is the next space after the corner space. So it's here, and I'm going to do a slip stitch to that space. I would then do a chain 2, and then I'm going to do 3 double crochet to the next space for the purple square. I would do another chain 2 and then a slip stitch to the next space. And then I'm going to do another chain 2, and then I would do a 3 double crochet to the next space for the purple square. So we will continue to follow this pattern whenever we are trying to join the sides of the granny squares together. So it's basically like 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then a slip stitch, and then another chain 2, and then another 3 double crochet, and you would repeat the cycle. So now I am doing the first group of 3 double crochet in the corner, and then a chain 2, and then a slip stitch to the corner space, and then a chain 2, and since this is the corner, I would do another 3 double crochet into the same space. So we are done with trying to join the 2 granny squares together. And now there's nothing else for us to connect the purple granny square to. So we would just make the normal white border. Basically, we would do something similar to what we did for the very first granny square, which is a chain 2 and then a 3 double crochet to the next space. And remember that at the corner, you will need to have a chain 3 between the 2 groups of 3 double crochet. This is how the granny square would look like once you're done with connecting 2 granny squares. And for the third granny square, we would start off the same way as how we did for the first and second granny square. So I basically crocheted a normal white border for the top and left side of the granny square because there's nothing else for me to connect the granny square to. But now I'm trying to connect that one granny square to the other 2 granny squares. And what I'm going to do is to do a chain 2 and do a slip stitch to that same corner space. So basically just now for the purple granny square, I also crocheted to that same space. So after doing a slip stitch, I would do a chain 2 and then do a 3 double crochet to that same corner space. This allows me to form the corner for this granny square. And then what I'm going to do next is to do a chain 2 and do a slip stitch to the next space of the purple granny square. And after forming the slip stitch, I'm going to do a chain 2 again and another 3 double crochet to the next space of this granny square. And so basically the rest of the steps would be the same as what we did earlier on for the second granny square. So remember, if you are going to join 2 granny squares together, you would do the steps of 3 double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, and then a chain 2, and then a 3 double crochet. But if you are not connecting the granny square to anything else, you would basically just do a normal white border. And what we did for the normal white border is just to do a 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, etc. So I'll be showing you guys on how I made the sleeve. So this is how the sleeve panel would look like. And shown here on the left side is the shoulder end of the sleeve, and the right side is the wrist end of the sleeve. So the sleeve is symmetrical along the pink dotted lines, and the front and the back of the sleeve is basically symmetrical to each other. And we would need to make 2 of this panel in order to make 2 sleeves. And so we would start by joining these granny squares first, and I'll be showing you guys on how I made this granny square that is slightly different in shape than the normal granny square. So you would start with having already formed the first round of the normal granny square, and for the second round it is slightly different. We would basically start with a slip knot, and then we are going to do a single crochet to the corner space here. And then we are going to do a chain 1, and we are going to do 2 single crochet into that corner space. Next, we would do a single crochet to this stitch over here. So there are 3 stitches for us to work into, and we are going to do single crochets to these 3 stitches. So this is the first single crochet, and then the second single crochet, and a third single crochet into the third stitch. Next, we are going to do 3 double crochet into the corner space. Next, we would do a chain 3 and another 3 double crochet into that same space. And then do the steps as shown to form 2 corners. We would then do a chain 1, and we are going to do a slip stitch to finish this second round. And after that, we would just do chain 1, cut the yarn, and pull the yarn through. So we are done with round 2, and we are going to do round 3, and we would start from the stitch here. Basically, we would start at the place where we did single crochets to the 3 stitches. And so what we would do for the third round is to do a slip knot to the yarn, and then using this yarn, we are going to pull through the yarn as shown, and then we are going to do a chain 1 and single crochet to the same stitch. And so what we are going to do next is to do single crochets to the next 2 stitches. And then we would do a chain 1. And we are going to work into the space at the corner. And basically what we are going to do is we are going to do 3 double crochet to that corner space, do a chain 3 and 3 double crochet to that same space to form the corner. We would then repeat the steps that are shown here, and this is basically similar to how we usually do the granny square. So these steps should be quite familiar. So once you are done, we are going to do a chain 1 and 3 double crochet to the next space. We would then do a single crochet to the next stitch. And then do a chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through to finish the third round. So for the fourth round, I would start with a slip knot, and I'm going to do a single crochet to the space shown here. And this space is basically the space that is right beside the series of single crochets that we do just now. And so I would do a single crochet here, and I'm going to do a chain 2. And then to that same space, I would do 2 double crochet. And after forming the 2 double crochet, I'm going to do a chain 1. I would then do the steps that are shown here. This series of steps should be quite familiar because we have been doing these steps when we do the granny square. So now basically I did chain 1, cut yarn and pull the yarn through, and we are done with this shape. We would basically need to make 4 of this. I would next be showing you guys on how I made this second shape. And since this is quite simple to make, I will just show you a guideline of how to make this. The 2 blocks would basically be a mirror image of each other. So basically, I would start with 2 rounds of normal granny square. For the third round, it would be similar to how we usually do the third round of the granny square. But what makes it different is that this corner here is made up of 4 single crochet. For the fourth round, we are going to start here and end here. The other block would basically be a mirror image of what I have shown you guys just now. And now I'll be showing you guys on how I made this third block. So this is how the block would look like. As it is quite simple to make, I will not be showing you guys step by step on how I made it. But basically, if you would like to start a new row, remember that you would need to do a single crochet, chain 2, and then do 2 double crochet. And that would give you the group of 3 double crochet. The opposite side would basically be a mirror image. So it is quite simple to make also. Next, I'll be showing a zoomed in picture of this pair of blocks. And so what I did for this block is basically just as per normal, 2 rounds of granny square. So the third round would also be quite similar. What is different is just this corner over here. This would be made up of 3 double crochet. instead of the usual 2 groups of 3 double crochet. For the 4th round, instead of doing a complete square, what we are going to do is to start here and end here. And basically for starting, you will need to do the usual single crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and that would give you the group of 3 double crochet. The other block would be a mirror image of what I have shown you earlier. Next, I'll be showing you guys on how I made these mini triangles. Since this would be quite complicated, instead of showing you guys a zoomed in picture, I'll be showing you guys the step by step. So these 2 triangles would be the same and these 2 would be the same. I would first show you guys on how to make these 2 mini triangles. This is how the triangle would look like. And so what we are going to do is, we are going to start with a slip knot. And then we would do chain 6. And then we are going to do a half double crochet into the 5th chain space. And then we would do a chain 1, and then to the 3rd chain space we are going to do 3 double crochet. We would then do a chain 1, and to the 1st chain space we are going to do 3 double crochet. And then do a chain 3, and to that space, basically it's the same space, which is the 1st chain space, we are going to do another 3 double crochet. You would then do a chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through. And so we are done with this dark red portion. Next, we would do a slip knot to this yarn, and then we are going to do a single crochet to the space that is between the very first half double crochet that we made and the group of 3 double crochet. So there's a space between those two, and we are going to do a single crochet. And then we would do a chain 2 and do 2 double crochet into that same space. Next, do a chain 1 and do 3 double crochet into the next space. This space is basically the space that is between the 1 group of 3 double crochet and the 2 groups of 3 double crochet. Now we would do chain 1 and do 3 double crochet into the next space. And this space is basically the corner space. And so what we are going to do is we're going to do chain 3 and 3 double crochet into the same space. Next, we would do a chain 1 and do 3 double crochet into this group of 3 double crochet. Basically, we are going into the space and we are trying to break up this group of 3 double crochet. And so to the left is 1 double crochet and to the right is 2 double crochet. And so to finish this, we would just do a chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through. I would next be showing you guys on how to make these 2 triangles. So this is how the triangle would look like, and we would start by making a slip knot. And then we would do chain 7. And then to the 5th chain space, we are going to do 2 double crochet. We would then do a chain 3, and to the same space, which is the 5th chain space, we are going to do another 3 double crochet. We would then do a chain 1, and to the 3rd chain space, we are going to do 3 double crochet. After that, we are going to do chain 1, and to the 1st chain space, we are going to do a half double crochet. Do a chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through, and you are done with the dark red portion. Taking a new yarn, we are going to do a slip knot, and we are going to do a single crochet to the first group of 3 double crochet. So we are basically breaking it up such that to the right we have 1 double crochet, and to the left there is 2 double crochet. So next, do a chain 2 and do 2 double crochet into that same space. We would then do a chain 1, and to the corner space we are going to do 3 double crochet, chain 3, and another 3 double crochet into that same space. After which we do chain 1, and we are going to do 3 double crochet into the next space. Do another chain 1 and 3 double crochet into the next space. This space is basically the space between the half double crochet and the 3 double crochet. We would then do chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through, and we are done with making this mini triangle. Remember to make 2 of each orientation. So basically you would have 4 mini triangles, and once you're done, this is how the sleeve would look like. And basically, making 1 panel would give you 1 sleeve, and what we are going to do is to flip it inside out. Basically, facing you right now is the inside of the sleeve, and we are going to do single crochet to close the sleeve panel. And so we would do single crochets along here until this point over here. So just to be clear, we are going to close up the sleeve by doing single crochet along the dotted lines. So you would start doing the single crochet from the wrist end of the sleeve panel, And as you do the single crochet, make sure that they are aligned to each other. Once you're done with joining the sleeve, we are basically going to flip it around. So this is how the sleeve would look like from the outside. Once you're done with making 2 sleeve panels for the 2 sleeves, we are going to do the back, and this is how the back panel would look like. So we are going to join 10 granny squares together, and you would also need to make 2 granny square triangles. I would show you guys on how to make this triangle. So we would start by doing a magic ring. And then do a chain 3 and 3 double crochet into the magic ring. Next, do a chain 3 and do another 3 double crochet into the magic ring. This allows us to form the corner of the granny square triangle. We would then do a chain 1 and do 1 double crochet into the magic ring. And we would end round 1 by doing chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through. We would then tighten this triangle by pulling the yarn in the middle so as to close up the magic ring. And next we are going to take another yarn and form a slip knot. We would then do a single crochet to the space that is between the chain and the 3 double crochet. So into the space, do a single crochet and do chain 3. And then do 3 double crochet into that same space. Next, do a chain 1 and do 3 double crochet into the corner space. And then do another chain 3 and 3 double crochet into that same space. We would then do a chain 1 and 3 double crochet to the next space. And then do another chain 1 and 1 double crochet into the same space. To finish the second round, do a chain 1, cut the yarn and pull the yarn through. The third and fourth round would follow the same concept as the first 2 rounds of this triangle. So I wouldn't explain much further, but if you would like to see the written pattern, here is the written pattern. This is the written pattern for round 4. So this is how the triangle would look like once you're done. So just remember to tighten the magic ring by pulling in the yarn and weaving it in. And so weave in all the rest of the yarn and we are done. Once you're done with making the body, we can now join the sleeve to the body panel. So you can just use your crochet needle and sew it together. And I would sew it along here. This is how it would look like once you're done with joining the sleeve and the body. So we are now left with the finishing touches of the cardigan. So the first finishing touch is to do the finishing touch for the front part of the sleeve. What I did was to do chains, and then I do single crochet, double crochet, and then triple crochet, and then I go back to a double crochet and single crochet. Feel free to play around with how you would like to do the finishing touch for the cardigan. I would also add mini shells in order to do the finishing touch. And basically what I do is a single crochet and then a chain 1, and then a double crochet to the next stitch, and then another chain 1, and then a triple crochet to the next stitch. And then the next thing I would do is to do a double crochet to the next stitch, and then a single crochet to the stitch after that, or rather to the chain here. And then I would repeat the same steps again, and this would allow me to form mini shells around the cardigan. And so specifically I would do so around the end of the wrist and also to the body here. So this is how the cardigan would look like once you're done with it, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye!